If you really want something, let it go and attract it. Law of attraction, Stoicism. Let go of what you love, and it will return to you. Have you ever felt an intense desire for something, only to watch it slip further from your grasp? Welcome to Stoic in Your Life, where we explore the profound intersection of Stoicism and the law of attraction. Sometimes, the secret to gaining what you desire most lies in the surprising act of letting go. Sounds paradoxical, doesn't it? But stick with me. In today's video, I'll unravel how this unexpected approach can help you manifest your deepest aspirations. I have to admit, I wasn't always a believer. I thought the law of attraction was just wishful thinking. But when I embraced it through the lens of Stoic philosophy, everything changed. My life transformed in ways I never imagined. Today, I'm going to share the steps that led me to this realization and, by the end of this video, reveal the practical, science-backed strategies that helped me manifest my dreams. Are you ready to discover the power of letting go to truly attract what you desire? Before we dive in, if you find value in what we're discussing, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Now let's explore how your thoughts, aligned with Stoic wisdom, can truly shape your reality. Have you ever been told that letting go is the first step to gaining control? It's not just a comforting saying. There's a growing body of evidence suggesting that our thoughts and emotions wield real power in shaping our lives. Let's explore the fascinating blend of Stoic principles and the science behind the law of attraction. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. This quote speaks directly to the heart of what we're exploring today, the incredible interplay between letting go and attracting what we truly desire in life. Let's begin by diving into the concept of positive thinking and its profound impact on our reality. According to a study from the University of California, optimistic individuals are 76% more likely to reach exceptional levels of well-being. This isn't just a coincidence. It's as if our thoughts serve as magnets, pulling in experiences that resonate with the energy we're emitting. But this isn't about naive optimism or merely imagining a perfect world filled with rainbows and unicorns. Rather, it introduces us to a more profound concept: the point of attraction. Think of yourself as a radio station, constantly broadcasting signals through your emotions. The universe, in turn, tunes into these frequencies and responds with experiences that match them. When you're operating on the "I feel powerful and capable" frequency, the universe begins to reflect this back to you by presenting opportunities aligned with that sentiment. This is not just an abstract idea. It's a tangible practice that can transform the trajectory of your life. On a personal note, every month, I take time to write down my goals for this channel on a board. When I do this, I consistently achieve those goals. On the months I skip this practice, my progress seems to falter, almost as if the universe doesn't have clear instructions to follow. Is this just a fluke? I don't think so. This exercise underscores a powerful lesson. Setting clear intentions directs your energy and focus toward achieving them. Here's a challenge for you. Take a moment to write down a goal, something you want to accomplish in the next 6 months or a year. Place it somewhere you can see it every day. I promise, even if you're skeptical now, that committing your goal to paper can set the wheels of manifestation in motion. The act of writing it down is an initial step toward bringing it into reality. I did this myself in January with a goal to reach a certain number of people through this channel, and I achieved it. There are still goals I haven't reached, but I know I will because they are documented, kept private, and serve as a constant reminder of my commitment. This brings us to a golden rule. Keep your goals to yourself. It's just you and that piece of paper. Let the rest unfold naturally. But let's be clear. This isn't about wishing upon a star or expecting miracles without effort. Neuroscience provides a compelling explanation. When we focus intently on a goal, we engage our brain's reticular activating system. It's like assigning a mission to our brain, saying, This is vital to me. Suddenly, opportunities related to that goal begin to stand out, things we might have previously ignored or overlooked. Dr. Joe Dispenza, a renowned neuroscientist, has explored how our thoughts and emotions can reshape our neural pathways. His research indicates that we can essentially reprogram our brains to align with our desires, effectively becoming the architects of our own reality. However, don't mistake this for an excuse to simply sit back and wait for the universe to hand everything to you. The law of attraction isn't some magical shortcut. It's more akin to a GPS. It can guide you, show you the route, but you're the one who needs to get in the car and drive. This means combining the clarity and strength of your thoughts and emotions with concrete actions. It's a bit like cooking a meal. Even if you have all the finest ingredients, you still need to follow the recipe, mix the ingredients, and apply heat to create a delicious dish. Consider this. In modern life, we're constantly bombarded with distractions and noise, making it easy to lose sight of what truly matters. The teachings of Stoicism remind us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our emotions, our actions. When we align these with our goals and desires, we are not just passively waiting for things to happen. We are actively creating the conditions for success. It's about striking a balance between intention and action, between letting go and holding on to our inner power. As Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So what does this mean for you today? It means recognizing that you have more control over your reality than you might think. By mastering your inner world, your thoughts and emotions, you begin to influence the outer world. It's about setting clear goals, maintaining a positive mindset, and taking purposeful steps toward achieving those goals. It's about understanding that every thought, every emotion is a signal to the universe, and the universe will respond accordingly. As we conclude, remember, the real power lies not in obsessing over the outcome, but in embracing the journey, trusting the process, and letting go of what you cannot control. When you let go, you don't lose control. You find clarity, focus, and ultimately, the strength to attract what you truly desire. Now let's dive into the powerful technique of emotional detachment. Emotional detachment isn't about becoming cold or uncaring. Instead, it's about creating space in your life for new opportunities, growth, and fulfillment. Think of it as opening the windows of your home to let in fresh air, bringing in vitality and allowing old stagnant energy to leave. There's an old saying, "If you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If not, it never was." This saying captures the essence of detachment perfectly. It's not about giving up. It's about letting go of desperate attachment to outcomes and trusting that what's meant for you will find its way. But how does this principle actually work in real life? Consider a helium balloon as a metaphor. If you grip the balloon too tightly, it stays grounded with you, unable to rise and fulfill its purpose. But when you open your hand and let it go, the balloon floats freely, soaring to new heights. Similarly, when we release our tight grip on desires and attachments, we free up blocked energy and make room for our true aspirations to manifest. This process aligns with the wisdom of Carl Jung, who said, "What you resist persists. What you accept transforms." When you cling tightly to something, filled with fear or desperation, you create resistance. This resistance can actually repel the very things you're trying to attract. Think about it. How often have you felt more frustrated the harder you tried to control a situation? The more you push, the more resistance you create. But when you let go of this control and allow things to unfold naturally, you often find that everything falls into place more smoothly than you could have ever forced. Let's try a simple exercise to experience this for ourselves. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and picture yourself standing on a beautiful beach, holding a delicate butterfly in your hands. See the butterfly's vibrant colors. Feel its gentle wings fluttering. Now, open your hands and let it fly away, watching as it soars, light and unburdened. Notice the lightness you feel in your chest. This is the essence of emotional detachment. You're not losing anything. You're simply freeing yourself from the weight of unnecessary attachment. Many well-known individuals have harnessed the power of emotional detachment to achieve their dreams. Jim Carrey, the beloved actor and comedian, provides a compelling example. Before he became famous, Carrey was struggling financially. One evening, he drove up to the Hollywood Hills and wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, dated for Thanksgiving, 1995. He placed the check in his wallet and visualized having that wealth every day. But here's the key. Carrey didn't obsess over the check or let it dominate his thoughts. Instead, he released it, trusted the process, and kept honing his craft. And just before Thanksgiving 1995, he was offered a role in Dumb and Dumber that earned him exactly $10 million. That's the power of detachment in action, setting a clear intention, letting go, and trusting in the universe's timing. Emotional detachment also plays a crucial role in personal relationships. Have you ever noticed how we're often more drawn to people who aren't overly interested in us? It's the principle of detachment at work again. When we don't cling desperately to someone, we emanate a confidence and self-respect that is inherently attractive. Marilyn Monroe famously said, "If you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best." This statement embodies the spirit of detachment in relationships. Picture yourself as a magnet. When you cling too tightly, you're actually pushing away rather than drawing in. But when you let go, focus on your own growth and happiness, you become magnetic, pulling others towards you. It's like watching someone who is passionately engaged in their own life. It naturally makes you curious about them and eager to be a part of their world. You might be wondering how to implement this in your everyday life. It sounds good in theory, but how do we detach emotionally when we're deeply invested in an outcome? Here's a practical strategy. Whenever you feel yourself becoming anxious or overly fixated on a result, repeat the phrase, "this or something better." This simple mantra serves as a reminder that the universe may have even grander plans than you can envision. It helps you release your grip and remain open to all possibilities, trusting that whatever unfolds is for your highest good. To illustrate this further, consider a story from modern life. A young entrepreneur was desperate to secure a particular investor for her startup. She poured all her energy into making it happen, sending countless emails and attending numerous meetings. But despite her efforts, the investor wasn't interested. Frustrated, she decided to let go of the attachment to that specific outcome. She focused instead on building her business, enjoying the journey, and staying open to other opportunities. Not long after, another investor, even better aligned with her vision, approached her out of the blue. By letting go, she had made space for something even better to enter her life. So, what's the takeaway here? The lesson is simple but profound. Trust the process and learn to let go. The act of letting go isn't about giving up or becoming passive. It's about maintaining your focus on your goals while releasing the need to control every step of the journey. It's about having faith that what is meant for you will come to you, often in ways you might not expect. As we move forward, remember that emotional detachment is a tool, not a destination. It's a practice of freeing your mind and spirit, allowing life to unfold in the most beautiful and unexpected ways. As we prepare to explore the next exciting topic, gratitude and its magnetic power for attracting abundance, remember that your mind is like a garden where every thought is a seed. Cultivate gratitude and watch how it transforms your life, preparing the ground for your deepest desires to blossom. What seeds are you planting today, and are you ready to let go and see what grows? So how does this magical fertilizer of gratitude really work? Let's break it down together. Gratitude elevates our point of attraction, the vibrational state we discussed earlier. When you're truly grateful, you're emitting a frequency of abundance and contentment. And just like the age-old saying, like attracts like, this positive energy starts pulling similar experiences toward you. Psychologist Robert Emmons, a leading figure in gratitude research, discovered something fascinating. Those who regularly practice gratitude don't just feel happier or more satisfied. They also enjoy a range of unexpected benefits. Think about it. People who focus on gratitude often report better sleep, stronger immune systems, and even more resilient relationships. Who would have thought that the simple act of giving thanks could wield such power? But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Gratitude doesn't just change how we feel. It actually transforms our brains. A study from Indiana University revealed that practicing gratitude consistently activates the medial prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for learning and decision-making. It's almost as if gratitude gives us these brain superpowers, enhancing our ability to learn, make decisions, and yes, manifest our deepest desires. Now, I know you might be thinking, that sounds fantastic, but how do I actually make this a part of my daily life? Well, I've got a challenge for you. For the next week, I want you to play the gratitude vision game. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find at least 3 new things to be grateful for each day. And here's the catch. They have to be different things each day. On day 1, you might feel grateful for that perfect cup of coffee that kick-started your morning. Day 2 could find you thankful for that unexpected green light on your drive to work. Day 3? Perhaps it's that song on the radio that lifted your spirits and made you dance. The goal is to discover the extraordinary within the ordinary. You might be surprised at the hidden treasures you uncover when you start looking for them. But here's the critical part. It's not just about making a list. The real magic happens when you deeply feel that gratitude. Think of it like enjoying your favorite dessert. You don't just take a bite and immediately move on. You savor it, let its flavors flood your senses, and truly enjoy the moment. That's the kind of engagement we need when practicing gratitude. And here's something else. Gratitude has the power to transform even the most challenging situations. Remember that awful traffic jam you got stuck in? Instead of letting frustration take over, what if you were grateful for the extra time to listen to your favorite podcast or audiobook? Or think back to that last-minute cancellation that seemed so inconvenient at the time? Could it have been the universe's way of gifting you a much-needed evening of relaxation and self-care? As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely observed, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Gratitude acts like a pair of magical glasses, enabling us to see the positive side of every situation. Even those in the public eye have discovered the transformative power of gratitude. Take Oprah Winfrey, for instance. She has kept a gratitude journal for years and often credits this practice for her profound sense of contentment and success. Being grateful, she says, turns what we have into enough. Be grateful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never ever have enough. If Oprah, one of the most successful figures in modern history, swears by this practice, isn't it worth giving it a try yourself? So, are you ready to turn yourself into a magnet for abundance? Begin today with this simple, week-long challenge. It might just be the start of a journey toward a life filled with more joy, fulfillment, and of course, more things to be grateful for. Remember, practicing gratitude isn't just about making us happier or healthier. It transforms us into living magnets for abundance, drawing more and more reasons to be thankful into our lives. It's a beautiful, virtuous cycle that, once set in motion, has no limit. So I ask you now, what are you grateful for today? And how might this simple act of focusing on the good bring even more good into your life? The journey starts with one small step, and who knows where it could lead. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, said Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher whose wisdom still resonates today. And when it comes to manifesting our deepest desires, the power of our thoughts plays a critical role, especially through the technique of creative visualization. Now, don't mistake this for some kind of magic trick, even though it might feel like one at times. Creative visualization is a highly effective tool that has been used by everyone, from Olympic athletes to successful entrepreneurs. to shape their realities and achieve their goals. Picture your mind as a powerful movie projector. Every thought, every vivid image you conjure up in your mind is like a scene you're projecting onto the screen of your life. Sounds a bit far-fetched, doesn't it? But hold on. It gets more fascinating. The legendary Albert Einstein once remarked, "Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world." And he was absolutely right. Creative visualization is about harnessing your imagination with a clear, focused purpose. But you might be asking, how exactly does this work? The process is surprisingly straightforward. When you visualize something with deep intensity and emotion, your brain doesn't differentiate between what's vividly imagined and what's actually happening in the real world. Think about those times when you've dreamed of falling and woke up with a jolt. Your body reacted as if it were actually falling. That's the power of your mind at play. But let's set some realistic expectations here. Don't think that by simply imagining you're a millionaire, you'll wake up to find a suitcase of cash on your doorstep tomorrow. Visualization is powerful, but it's not some magic spell that makes things appear out of thin air. Instead, think of it as a GPS for your mind. It helps guide you along the path toward your goals, keeping you focused and motivated. So how can you start incorporating creative visualization into your daily routine? Here are some actionable steps to get you started. First, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. It doesn't have to be a remote mountaintop. A peaceful corner of your home will do just fine. Next, take a few moments to relax. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and imagine exhaling all the tension out of your body. Then, begin to visualize your goal. Whatever it is you want to achieve, picture it as clearly as possible in your mind. If it's a new job you're after, see yourself in that new office, interacting with your colleagues, doing the work you love. Engage all your senses. Don't just see the image, hear the sounds, smell the scents, feel the textures around you. The more detailed and vivid your visualization, the more effective it will be. And here's the crucial part. Feel the emotion associated with achieving your goal. Don't just see it. Feel the joy, the excitement, the satisfaction of having already accomplished it. This emotional connection is the secret sauce that makes visualization so powerful. Finally, practice regularly. Like any other skill, the more you practice, the better you become. I challenge you to try this right now. Pause for a moment and think of something you truly want. Close your eyes and visualize it in detail. Don't just think about it. Feel it. Live it in your mind. Did you do it? Come on, give it a try. How do you feel now? A bit more energized, perhaps? A bit more focused on what you truly want? Consider Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian in history. Before every race, he would visualize every stroke, every turn, and even the feeling of winning. His visualization practice was so vivid and thorough that when race day came, it felt like he was simply repeating something he had already done in his mind countless times. And look where it got him. A record-breaking number of gold medals. Visualization is not about fooling yourself or engaging in wishful thinking. It's about creating a mental roadmap that guides you towards your objectives. But remember, visualization isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about crafting a clear vision of what you want to achieve and using that vision to fuel your motivation and direct your actions. And here's another powerful benefit. Visualization isn't just a tool for achieving goals. It also has incredible effects on your well-being. Engaging in visualization can elevate your mood, reduce stress, and provide a much-needed mental escape. It's like a mini vacation for your mind, a brief moment to imagine a better, brighter future. Now, some skeptics might dismiss this as nonsense, but let's consider what science has to say. Numerous studies have demonstrated that visualization can enhance performance across various domains, from sports to education to business. It's almost like a form of mental rehearsal, where you're training your brain to succeed before you actually step into the arena. So, before we move on to our next topic, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned today. If you're finding value in this discussion, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel with the bell icon so you never miss out on our future videos. Let's continue to learn, grow, and improve our lives together. Remember, as the great philosopher Seneca once said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Visualization is your preparation. Now, are you ready to seize your opportunity? The journey begins with a single thought. Do you recall all the techniques we've explored so far? We've delved into the power of letting go, the science behind the law of attraction, emotional detachment, gratitude, and creative visualization. Each of these methods plays a crucial role in shaping the life you want. But today, let's take it a step further and discuss how to align our actions with our intentions. Because, let's face it, my friends, positive thoughts and powerful visualizations are fantastic, but without action, they're like a luxury car without gas. Impressive to look at, but ultimately stationary. Think about it. If you want to attract love into your life, you can visualize your perfect partner all day long. But if you spend your nights at home watching Netflix in your pajamas, is love likely to just come knocking on your door? Probably not. The secret lies in acting as if you already have what you desire. It's akin to the well-known phrase, fake it till you make it, but with a sprinkle of universal magic. As the renowned psychologist William James, often called the father of American psychology, once said, act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. And he couldn't have been more right. This principle, when applied, translates into everyday actions that bring your desires closer to reality. Let's break this down with a few examples. Suppose you're aiming for a promotion at work. Don't just wish for it. Start acting as if you've already been promoted. This doesn't mean overstepping your boundaries or pretending to be your boss. Instead, take more initiative. Volunteer for projects that align with the role you want, and present yourself in a way that reflects the professionalism and leadership you aim to embody. Dress the part, communicate effectively, and demonstrate the skills required for the position you aspire to. The idea is to embody the qualities of the person you want to become. Or perhaps your goal is to improve your health. Don't just dream about being fit and energetic. Start acting like that healthy person right now. Join a gym, invest in some quality sportswear, and make healthier food choices. Fill your kitchen with nutritious options, and build a routine that includes physical activity and mindfulness. Remember, French fries, no matter how comforting, don't count as a vegetable, even if they did originate from the earth. And consider the example of Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian in history. Phelps didn't just dream of winning medals. He trained his mind and body by visualizing every detail of his races, from the sensation of the water to the sound of the starting buzzer, and even the feel of his muscles as he pushed through each lap. This wasn't mere daydreaming. He acted as if he were already an Olympic champion, aligning every part of his training with his ultimate goal. The result? 28 Olympic medals, a testament to the power of acting as if. However, let's clarify something crucial here. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, the version that is already within you, waiting to emerge. Think of it as your future self reaching out, handing you a map to treasure, and your actions today are the steps you take to uncover it. The beauty of this approach is that the more you act as if you already have what you want, the more your belief in its possibility grows. And the stronger that belief, the more inspired actions you'll take to make it a reality. It creates a powerful feedback loop, a virtuous circle where your mindset and actions feed into each other, driving you closer to your goals. Here's where I challenge you. Think about something you truly want in your life. It doesn't matter whether it's big or small. What matters is the desire itself. Now, consider how someone who already possesses what you want would act. What daily habits would they have? How would they carry themselves? What decisions would they make differently? What kind of energy would they bring into their interactions? And starting today, I want you to embody that person. Act as if you are already living that reality. Dress for the part. Speak with the confidence of someone who has achieved their goals. Make choices that align with the life you envision. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to effortlessly attract what they want, while others struggle? The difference often lies not in luck, but in the alignment of their actions with their intentions. When you start living as if your desired reality is already here, you not only send a powerful message to the universe, but you also begin to change your internal state. You become more confident, more focused, and more open to opportunities that align with your goals. Here's a story to illustrate this. A man named Steve had always dreamed of becoming a motivational speaker, but he lacked the confidence and experience. He could have waited for the perfect opportunity or the perfect moment, but instead, he decided to act as if he was already the speaker he aspired to be. He started attending workshops, engaging with other speakers, and volunteering for speaking gigs, no matter how small. He dressed the part, refined his speaking skills, and visualized himself speaking in front of large audiences. Within a year, he landed his first major speaking event, not because he waited for it, but because he acted as if he was already there. So, what does this mean for you? It means you have the power to start living your desired life right now, not in some distant future. It means recognizing that your actions today are paving the way for your tomorrow. By aligning your actions with your intentions, you create a reality where your desires are not just dreams but inevitable outcomes. So, what steps are you going to take today to act as if you already have what you want? Remember, the journey to becoming your best self starts with a single step. Will you take it? The lesson here is simple yet profound. Don't just dream about your goals. Live them. Your future self is waiting for you to make the move. Will you answer the call? We've just discussed how important it is to align your actions with your intentions. Now, let's take an unexpected twist. What if I told you that the obstacles you encounter on your journey aren't just random setbacks, but actually signals that you're on the right path? I know you might be thinking, how could my problems possibly be a good thing? But consider this. When you start moving closer to your goals, sometimes the universe throws a challenge your way to test your resolve, to see if you truly want what you're striving for. Richard Branson, a well-known entrepreneur, once said, "Obstacles are just opportunities in disguise." And he hit the nail on the head. Every time you face a challenge, you have a choice. You can view it as a barrier that stops you, or as a trampoline that propels you forward. So, how do we shift our perspective on obstacles? Let's explore a few techniques to help us do just that. First, there's the what if technique. When confronted with a problem, ask yourself, what if this challenge is exactly what I need to grow? This simple yet powerful question can change your entire outlook, turning what seems like a dead end into a doorway to new opportunities and growth. Then, there's the idea of keeping a learning journal. Each night, jot down 5 things you've learned from the day's difficulties. You'd be amazed at how much personal growth can come from reflecting on these moments. Finally, consider the technique of reverse visualization. Imagine that you've already overcome the obstacle. How does it feel? What lessons have you learned? By visualizing the outcome, you can work backwards to identify the steps needed to get there. Let me share something personal with you. I often find myself, just like anyone else, caught in the cycle of complaining about external things, work, traffic, even the weather. But I've learned to catch myself and change my mindset. It's not an overnight transformation, but I've made progress by consciously reducing how often I complain, especially when speaking with others. Why do I do this? Because the law of attraction doesn't only work positively, it works in reverse too. Think about that person in your life who is always negative. You know the type. They grumble about their job, complain about social issues, and even gripe about minor inconveniences like the grocery store being closed on a Sunday. And what happens? They seem to attract even more negativity into their lives, almost like they're a magnet for problems. Here's a tip. Try to spend less time around people who exude this kind of energy. And if you know someone who falls into this pattern, share this insight with them, or even send them this video. Now let's get back to the heart of the matter. The resistance you feel when you're chasing a big dream is much like the friction a rocket experiences as it blasts off into space. It's uncomfortable and intense, yes, but it's also necessary to break through to new heights. Let me tell you about someone who faced tremendous obstacles and used them as stepping stones to success, Frida Kahlo, the iconic Mexican painter. When Frida was just 18, she suffered a devastating accident that left her bedridden for months. During this time, to cope with the pain and pass the long hours, she began to paint. What seemed at first like a tragic setback became the spark that ignited her artistic career. Frida took her suffering and transformed it into powerful art, creating some of the most impactful and evocative works of the 20th century. She once famously said, "Feet, what do I need them for if I have wings to fly?" This quote perfectly captures the essence of turning obstacles into opportunities. Frida didn't let her physical limitations define her. Instead, she used them to fuel her creativity and express her unique perspective. So, the next time you find yourself up against an obstacle, remember two things. First, it's not a wall meant to stop you. It's a step that will help you climb higher. And second, the universe isn't plotting against you. It's giving you a challenge to see how badly you want to succeed. Consider every challenge an opportunity to prove your commitment to your goals. Ask yourself, what could this difficulty be teaching me? How can I use this experience to become stronger and wiser? This shift in mindset transforms problems into powerful lessons and turns setbacks into setups for future successes. Let's look at a more relatable modern-day example. Think about the tech entrepreneur who faces repeated failures with each startup. Each time their idea doesn't pan out, they're left with a choice: to quit or to see the failure as feedback. Those who see failure as feedback, valuable lessons on what didn't work, are the ones who eventually break through and succeed. They understand that each setback is a necessary part of the journey, a step that brings them closer to refining their ideas and achieving their ultimate vision. So, how do you handle your setbacks? Do you see them as final judgments on your worth, or as essential learning experiences that bring you closer to your goals? The takeaway is clear. Obstacles are not to be feared or avoided. They are to be embraced as part of the path to growth and achievement. As Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, wisely noted, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This wisdom reminds us that our response to life's challenges is what truly defines us. So, the next time you face a hurdle, don't shrink back. Step up. Remember, every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise, waiting for you to uncover the hidden gift within. Are you ready to turn your obstacles into opportunities and propel yourself toward your dreams? The choice is yours. Have you ever felt like you're carrying an invisible weight, something that holds you back from moving forward in life? That weight might be resentment, a heavy burden that can keep you stuck in the past and prevent you from achieving your goals. The good news is that forgiveness is the key to setting yourself free. Think of your energy as a river. When you hold on to grudges and resentment, it's like placing large rocks in that river, obstructing its natural flow. Forgiveness, then, is the act of removing those rocks, clearing the path, and allowing your energy to move freely toward what you truly desire. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Forgiveness is not just about releasing others from blame. It's also about releasing yourself from the chains of negativity that hold you back. Often, we are our harshest critics, holding on to self-judgment and regret like anchors that weigh us down. These negative thoughts and self-criticisms keep us tied to the past, preventing us from moving toward a brighter future. Self-forgiveness is like cutting those heavy anchors loose, allowing yourself to sail freely toward your dreams and the life you want. Let's do a simple but powerful exercise to help you on this path. Close your eyes for a moment and think of someone you need to forgive, even if that person is yourself. Picture this person standing right in front of you. Take a deep breath and, in your mind, say, I forgive you. I release myself from this weight. Repeat this 3 times. Do you feel a sense of lightness starting to take over? That's the energy of forgiveness beginning to flow through you, opening up the channels that have been blocked for so long. It's important to understand that forgiveness doesn't mean you're condoning what happened or forgetting the pain caused. It means you're choosing your peace over your pain. There's a powerful saying that goes, "Forgiveness is setting a prisoner free and discovering that the prisoner was you." By forgiving, you're not letting someone off the hook. You're releasing yourself from the prison of resentment that keeps you trapped. Scientific studies support the transformative power of forgiveness. Research conducted at Stanford University found that individuals who practice forgiveness experience significantly less stress, enjoy better mental health, and have more fulfilling relationships. Now, think about that for a moment. Isn't this exactly the kind of mindset and energy you need to manifest your deepest desires and aspirations? Moreover, forgiveness can actually accelerate the manifestation process. When you let go of resentment and grudges, you release energy that was previously trapped in negativity. This freed-up energy can now be redirected toward your goals and dreams, much like releasing the handbrake on a car allows it to move smoothly and effortlessly forward. Suddenly, you find yourself progressing faster and with much less effort, propelled by the positive force of forgiveness rather than the heavy drag of bitterness. But remember, forgiveness is a journey, not a one-time event. It's a process that unfolds over time, requiring patience and self-compassion. Don't be hard on yourself if you can't forgive immediately. Each small step you take in practicing forgiveness brings you closer to emotional freedom and a life where your desires are within reach. Ask yourself, what is holding you back from forgiving today? How might your life change if you decided to let go of that weight? Keep in mind that every act of forgiveness, no matter how small, is a move toward greater peace and alignment with your true purpose. By choosing to forgive, you're not just freeing yourself from the past, you're paving the way for a brighter, more fulfilling future. So, are you ready to let go and move forward? The choice is yours and the time to act is now. If you've made it this far, you're a true believer in the power of letting go and attracting what you desire. Drop a comment saying, "I trust the process," to show you're committed to this journey of growth and transformation. Stay tuned. There's so much more to explore. Do you recall when we talked about how obstacles can be signs that you're nearing your goal? Well, we're going to dive even deeper into this idea because keeping faith and patience when everything seems to be going against you is one of the greatest challenges of the law of attraction. Think about it like this. Imagine you're planting a garden. You've done everything right. You've prepared the soil, planted the seeds, and watered them faithfully. But days turn into weeks, and still, there's not a single sprout in sight. What do you do at this point? Do you throw in the towel and give up, or do you keep believing in the process and continue to care for your unseen garden? This is where faith and patience come in. They are like water and sunlight for the seeds of your desires. Without them, nothing can grow, not even the smallest flower. So, how do you keep that faith and patience alive, especially when it feels like everything is at a standstill? The first thing to remember is that the universe operates on its own timeline, not ours. As the ancient philosopher Lao Tzu wisely said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." This means that even when it seems like nothing is happening, things are moving beneath the surface. Your task, then, is to maintain a high vibration and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. A practical way to stay aligned with this mindset is by keeping an evidence journal. Every day, jot down 3 things, no matter how small, that show you're moving closer to your goal. It could be a coincidence that seems meaningful, an unexpected opportunity that pops up, or simply having a good day that makes you feel more connected to your path. This exercise trains your mind to focus on the positive, reinforcing your belief that you are on the right track. Now let me share a story from modern life that illustrates this beautifully. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before she became one of the most successful writers in the world, Rowling faced numerous setbacks. She was rejected by 12 different publishers, living on welfare and struggling as a single mother. It would have been easy for her to give up on her dream of becoming a writer, but instead of quitting, she kept her faith in her story and her ability. She maintained her patience, continued to write, and held on to the belief that her work would find its place in the world. And it did, beyond her wildest dreams. What if Rowling had lost faith and given up after the first or second rejection? She would never have shared her magical world with millions of readers, nor would she have achieved her dream. So I ask you, what garden are you planting in your life right now? Are you willing to water it with faith and patience even when the sprouts are still invisible? Can you keep believing in your path, even when you can't see the end result yet? This is the real test of commitment to your desires. A great quote from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus comes to mind here. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In the context of the law of attraction, this means your reaction to delays, setbacks, and apparent failures is what truly shapes your reality. If you maintain a positive mindset and a strong belief that you are getting closer to your goal, the universe will mirror that energy back to you. Let's also talk about the importance of taking inspired action while holding on to your faith. It's not enough to sit back and wait for things to happen. You must be proactive in pursuing your dreams. Just like a gardener continues to tend to their garden, even when they can't see the sprouts yet, you need to keep taking steps toward your goals, no matter how small those steps may seem. The universe loves action. When you take steps toward your goal, you send a powerful message that you are committed and ready to receive. So here's a practical takeaway. Start by integrating these principles into your daily life. Keep your evidence journal. Take small steps every day toward your dreams and practice patience. Remember, faith is not just believing that something will happen, but knowing that it will, even when you have no evidence in front of you. It's trusting the process and understanding that every step, every delay, and every obstacle is part of your journey to where you want to be. So the next time you feel stuck or frustrated, ask yourself, am I willing to trust the process? Am I willing to wait patiently while continuing to take inspired action? The answer to these questions will determine how quickly you can manifest your desires. Always keep in mind that faith and patience are not passive states. They are active choices. Every day you have the opportunity to choose faith over doubt and patience over frustration. Remember that the seeds you plant today, nourished by your unwavering belief and steady patience, will grow into the reality you desire. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Keep tending to your garden, even when the sprouts are invisible. Trust that with the right mix of faith, patience, and action, you will see the fruits of your labor. So, are you ready to cultivate your garden of dreams and see what blooms? The choice is yours, and the universe is waiting for your answer. Another powerful tool you can use every day is visualization. Spend just 5 minutes each morning vividly imagining how you will feel when you achieve your goal. Don't just picture it. Immerse yourself in the experience. What emotions flood over you when you think about reaching that milestone? What do you hear, smell, or taste in that moment of triumph? The more real and detailed you can make this vision in your mind, the stronger your belief will become in your ability to make it happen. But let's be honest, there will be days when nothing seems to go right. Days when your goals feel farther away than ever. It's during these times that you need to shift your perspective. Ask yourself, how might this situation actually be working in my favor? Sometimes what feels like a setback is really just a necessary step in the right direction, an adjustment that keeps you aligned with your ultimate path. Persistence is key here. As Thomas Edison famously said, many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Think about that for a moment. How often do we give up just before a breakthrough? Don't let that happen to you. Stay committed even when the going gets tough, because you might be closer to success than you think. Let me share a personal story with you. Just yesterday, I was excitedly telling a friend about a new project I planned to start. I was full of enthusiasm and big ideas. But when I got home, guess what? I didn't follow through. Why? Because there's a trap we often fall into. Talking too much about our plans can actually drain the energy we need to execute them. It's almost as if by verbalizing our intentions, our brain tricks us into feeling a sense of accomplishment prematurely, and we lose the drive to actually do the work. This is why I recommend keeping your goals to yourself. Don't talk, just show. For instance, if your friend says, "When I get home, I'm going to do my homework," how confident are you that they'll actually do it? Not very, right? Just saying it out loud can release dopamine, a feel-good chemical in the brain, giving a false sense of accomplishment and diminishing the motivation to act. What truly counts is action. Thinking and planning are essential first steps, but without taking real action, nothing gets done. Unless you're a wizard with magical powers. And if you are, please let me know, because I'd love to meet one. Action is non-negotiable. So here's something for you to think about. Will your future self be proud of the decisions you're making today? And what about your past self? The version of you that dreamed of the life you're working toward now? Are you living up to their hopes and expectations? Every choice you make today is shaping your tomorrow. Keeping your faith and patience intact during this process is challenging, but it's also the secret ingredient in manifesting your desires. The next time you feel like giving up or losing faith, remind yourself that you are in the middle of crafting your perfect life. It's like cooking a meal that takes time and careful attention. Trust the process, keep the flame steady, and get ready to savor the results when they finally arrive. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. The most worthwhile things in life take time and effort, and that's precisely why they are so valuable. Patience, persistence, and the courage to keep moving forward, even when it feels like you're not making progress, are what will ultimately lead you to success. So, are you willing to stay the course and keep faith in your journey? Will you keep nurturing your dreams and working toward them even when the path gets tough? These are the questions you need to ask yourself, because in the end, the things that are truly worth having are the things that require time, effort, and a little bit of faith. So, stay patient, stay persistent, and keep believing in yourself. Your dreams are worth it, and so are you. To truly master the art of letting go and attract what you desire, we must dive deeper into how these powerful principles can reshape your daily life. The law of attraction isn't about magical thinking or surrendering to fate. It's about consciously creating space for what truly matters to you. Imagine your life as a beautifully crafted ship, navigating the vast ocean of existence. Every desire you cling to without releasing becomes excess cargo that weighs you down, slowing your progress. The wisdom of the Stoics reminds us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality, suggesting that our own attachment and anxiety about outcomes often create more pain than the circumstances themselves. By gripping too tightly to what we want, we may inadvertently hold ourselves back, anchoring ourselves in place, rather than moving forward toward our true potential. So, what does it mean to let go in a practical sense? Letting go is not about giving up on your goals or abandoning your dreams. It's about cultivating a mindset of openness and flexibility. It's trusting that what is meant for you will find its way to you, and understanding that sometimes our obsession with control can actually push away the very things we seek. Think of it like trying to hold on to a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. This doesn't mean you stop pursuing your ambitions. Rather, it means pursuing them with a sense of detachment, allowing the universe to surprise you with outcomes that may be far better than anything you could have planned. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This wisdom teaches us to embrace what comes our way while maintaining a serene disposition, trusting that the flow of life brings us exactly what we need. In modern life, this might mean setting clear goals and taking inspired action, but also being willing to adapt and pivot when necessary. It's about being in tune with the natural ebb and flow of life, just like a skilled sailor who knows when to steer with the wind and when to navigate against it. Consider a story from modern life. A successful entrepreneur had been tirelessly working to expand his business. He was constantly strategizing, networking, and pushing for growth. But despite his efforts, he faced one setback after another. Frustration began to set in, and he felt his energy draining. One day, he decided to take a different approach. Instead of fixating on every detail and obsessing over the next big move, he chose to let go. He focused on enjoying the process, valuing the relationships he had built, and staying open to new possibilities. This shift in mindset not only relieved his stress, but also opened the door to unexpected opportunities. A chance meeting with a potential partner, a new market that he hadn't considered before. By letting go of his need to control every outcome, he allowed space for greater possibilities to enter his life. This approach aligns with the law of attraction's core principle. The universe mirrors the energy you put out. When you hold on too tightly, driven by fear or desperation, you create resistance. But when you release that grip and trust the process, you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive whatever comes your way, knowing that it will be for your highest good. It's about finding a balance between effort and surrender, between intention and allowance. Ask yourself, how can you apply this in your own life? Where are you holding on too tightly, and what might happen if you simply let go? Letting go doesn't mean becoming passive or inactive. It's about redirecting your focus from the outcome to the process. It's about enjoying the journey and finding contentment in the here and now, even as you move toward your goals. This perspective shift can reduce anxiety and open you up to new opportunities that you might have missed if you were solely focused on a single rigid path. Remember, sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck, as the universe has something even better in store. To make this a part of your daily life, try practicing mindfulness and meditation. These practices can help you become more aware of where you are holding on too tightly and teach you how to release unnecessary tension and stress. Another powerful tool is journaling. Write down your goals and then release them, trusting that the right opportunities will present themselves. Reflect on your actions daily and ask yourself, am I moving with the flow of life or am I resisting it? To truly master the art of letting go and attract what you desire, we must dive deeper into how these powerful principles can reshape your daily life. The law of attraction isn't about magical thinking or surrendering to fate. It's about consciously creating space for what truly matters to you. Imagine your life as a beautifully crafted ship, navigating the vast ocean of existence. Every desire you cling to without releasing becomes excess cargo that weighs you down, slowing your progress. The wisdom of the Stoics reminds us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality, suggesting that our own attachment and anxiety about outcomes often create more pain than the circumstances themselves. By gripping too tightly to what we want, we may inadvertently hold ourselves back, anchoring ourselves in place rather than moving forward toward our true potential. So what does it mean to let go in a practical sense? Letting go is not about giving up on your goals or abandoning your dreams. It's about cultivating a mindset of openness and flexibility. It's trusting that what is meant for you will find its way to you and understanding that sometimes our obsession with control can actually push away the very things we seek. Think of it like trying to hold on to a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. This doesn't mean you stop pursuing your ambitions. Rather, it means pursuing them with a sense of detachment, allowing the universe to surprise you with outcomes that may be far better than anything you could have planned. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This wisdom teaches us to embrace what comes our way while maintaining a serene disposition, trusting that the flow of life brings us exactly what we need. In modern life, this might mean setting clear goals and taking inspired action, but also being willing to adapt and pivot when necessary. It's about being in tune with the natural ebb and flow of life, just like a skilled sailor who knows when to steer with the wind and when to navigate against it. Consider a story from modern life. a successful entrepreneur, had been tirelessly working to expand his business. He was constantly strategizing, networking, and pushing for growth. But despite his efforts, he faced a setback after another. Frustration began to set in, and he felt his energy draining. One day, he decided to take a different approach. Instead of fixating on every detail and obsessing over the next big move, he chose to let go. He focused on enjoying the process, valuing the relationships he had built, and staying open to new possibilities. This shift in mindset not only relieved his stress, but also opened the door to unexpected opportunities, a chance meeting with a potential partner, a new market that he hadn't considered before. By letting go of his need to control every outcome, he allowed space for greater possibilities to enter his life. This approach aligns with the law of attraction's core principle. The universe mirrors the energy you put out. When you hold on too tightly, driven by fear or desperation, you create resistance. But when you release that grip and trust the process, you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive whatever comes your way, knowing that it will be for your highest good. It's about finding a balance between effort and surrender, between intention and allowance. Ask yourself, how can you apply this in your own life? Where are you holding on too tightly, and what might happen if you simply let go? Letting go doesn't mean becoming passive or inactive. It's about redirecting your focus from the outcome to the process. It's about enjoying the journey and finding contentment in the here and now, even as you move toward your goals. This perspective shift can reduce anxiety and open you up to new opportunities that you might have missed if you were solely focused on a single, rigid path. Remember, sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck, as the universe has something even better in store. To make this a part of your daily life, try practicing mindfulness and meditation. These practices can help you become more aware of where you are holding on too tightly and teach you how to release unnecessary tension and stress. Another powerful tool is journaling. Write down your goals and then release them, trusting that the right opportunities will present themselves. Reflect on your actions daily and ask yourself, am I moving with the flow of life or am I resisting it? As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This timeless piece of wisdom is crucial for understanding the power of letting go. Life will always present challenges, setbacks, and surprises. Your job is not to control everything, but to navigate these waters with grace and adaptability. By letting go of what no longer serves you, you create space for what is truly meant to be yours. What excess baggage are you carrying that's slowing your progress? Release it. Trust in the process. Know that by letting go, you are not giving up. You are making room for something even greater to come into your life. Remember, the art of letting go is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice of releasing what no longer serves you and staying open to the infinite possibilities of life. Are you ready to let go and see what amazing things the universe has in store for you? The journey starts with a single step, a simple release. Let go, and watch what you can attract into your life when you make space for the extraordinary. As we come to the end of this video, remember that we've explored the transformative power of letting go, practicing gratitude, visualizing your desires, and taking aligned action. Now, it's time to apply these principles to your daily life for personal growth and lasting happiness. The law of attraction is not a magic trick. It's about shifting your mindset to align your thoughts, words, and actions with the reality you want to create. Each thought you think, each word you speak, and each action you take is a seed in the garden of your reality. As Ralph Waldo Emerson wisely said, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. So decide today to be the person who creates a life filled with abundance, peace, and joy. Don't wait for a perfect moment. Start now. I encourage you to rewatch this video, take notes, practice the exercises, and most importantly, share this knowledge with others who might benefit from it. When we help others rise, we rise together. If you're still here with me, drop a comment saying, "I attract abundance into my life," so I know who stayed until the end. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated with more inspiring content from Stoic in your life. If you find value in what I share and wish to support this channel further, consider becoming an exclusive member. You'll find the link in the pinned comment below. Thank you for being here, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video.